seem to focus this double sight. This is a tale sworn in a sight. Finding my way back to life.
Hello there, guys. Welcome back to yet another one with us, the Review Bros. Joined by myself today, it's Aaron. And we've got one hell of a ride for you guys today, because we've got yet again another pre-workout review of the product. You've seen in the thumbnail, let's be realistic now. It's the new, reformulated Angel Dust. Now, how potent is this product going to be as we move through those usuals, the taste, the price, the label, and primarily the effects in the real world? Now, you've just seen a couple of years ago now, we reviewed the original Angel Dust pre-workout, and boy, oh boy, it was a heavy stimulant-packed hitter that really blew up the stim junkie market. Is this one going to be even stronger? Let's find out now. We're going to keep it 100% honest. I'm not going to keep you waiting. Please like the video. Please drop your thoughts down below. What do you think it's going to do? Let's get into this one. So the first segment, the one that is least important, of course it is, especially when it concerns heavy stimulant-packed pre-workouts such as this. But there are so many stimulant-packed heavy pre-workouts out there on the market. And guess what? Some of them taste very good. So why would you need to sacrifice your taste in this day and age? And I'm glad to say 80% of you actually agree with us on our Instagram polls and our Reddit polls. So let's get into this one. It comes in two flavours that I can personally see. It comes in citrus peach, and the flavour we've got is mango maracuja, which I have no idea what maracuja is, but am I a huge mango fan? No. Am I a huge peach fan? Also no. So I'm not sure what flavour I would have gone for had I had the choice. But as I mentioned on the Instagram story the other day, when it concerns these flavours that I'm not personally a big fan of, I do keep a very open mind. I know, for example, what a good mango should taste like versus a bad mango. So I do try and keep it open and honest with you guys there. So it's 2 scoops, guys. Each scoop weighing in at just 4.5 grams. And I can tell you, a flat scoop gets you that 4.5. So 2 go in. It does smell nice in the air. It does smell very mango-like. Typical mango pre-workout smell, you know the drill. So when it is, let's do it. You know, I'm always expecting Angel Dust to be falling from the sky when we shake these things up. And we've got mixability looking absolutely very good, actually. I'm not too sure if it's going to zoom in on the camera there. But honestly, not bad. That being said, there's not a lot to mix up, is there, if it's only 9 grams for 2 scoops. So, mango maracuja going down the hatch. Let's see. It's definitely got a strange taste to it. No denying it. It does get worse towards the bottom. I've used this one a few times now, and it's not the best mango I've ever had. I'm not too sure if the aftertaste is like a chemically taste, or if it's maracuja, or if I literally don't know. But it's not the best mango-y flavour I've ever had. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It's not that nice. That's the truth. That is the honest truth here. But you could argue you're just going to neck it and you're going to get down the gym. So how much is this one going to set you back? We're into the price. How much is this hyped pre-workout going to set you guys back? You're going to need a mortgage for it. Well, if you type in Angel Dust on the official Skull Labo website, it does pop up. But it doesn't appear to be on sale from the official website. I'm not too sure if they keep their website straight down the narrow, non-selling, but they sell to distributors, retailers as such. I'm not too sure. But where you search around, guys, is massively dependent as to whether you've got the old formula or the new formula. And you'll see the formula in the label section, which is coming up in the next segment. Now, this one, if you go to the actual Fit Cookie website, you can pick it up for £29.99. And you get a 30 or 60 serving, obviously 60 servings if you're doing one scoop. Forget that. We're always going to be doing that 2 scoop, aren't we? So 30 servings from this. So it comes out at like 99.99999p recurring. So I can tell you, on our consistent pricing scale, it comes out cheaper than an average product. It actually comes in at a nice 7.5 out of 10. So I expect it to be a bit more pricey than that. That's the truth. But that is a good price point. Let's get into the label and the effects. Is that price even going to be worth it? Let's go. It's label time, and it's one of the segments you've been waiting for. How stacked is this new one versus the old one? Now, as you know, the old one was a shopping list of stimulants, DMHA, DMAA, and a lot more, guys. It was packed to the rafters, and it hit like it said on the label. So what have we got in this one? Well, I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you to see right now. What do you think? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go through it as I normally do. Let's see. So we start off with 9 grams, as I mentioned. Beta-alanine, 3.2 grams, which is the clinical dose. You know, it's that itchy, tingly ingredient that also helps build endurance once you've taken it out for a long enough period of time. We have betaine at 1.2 grams, which is about half of what we would like to see. We'd like to see 2.5 grams for endurance, pumps, athletic performance, and even some nootropic and focus benefit. It's a low dose though, guys. We've got L-tyrosine at 800 milligrams. Again, slightly lower than we would like to see. We would always like to see at least 1,000 milligrams, but it's the amino acid that's responsible for cognition and clarity, keeping you in the zone. And we're going to hope it's going to do that. We have GABA up next at 400 milligrams. Now, a strange one to have in pre-workouts. It's actually famously in the original Dark Energy pre-workout. Is this going to be a Dark Energy-esque feeling? Well, GABA is actually a sleep chemical. It's kind of similar to L-theanine in that it kind of tapers down those heavy stimulants that come in some of these pre-workouts. They smooth the ride out and give that floaty, spaced out feeling. And 400 milligrams is a big dose, guys. Is it going to be too much? Well, we've got caffeine at 400 milligrams. 4 cups worth of coffee, slightly stronger than average, I'd say, by today's standards. So there we are for the caffeine. We've got choline bitartrate at a whopping low dose of 200 milligrams. Now, choline bitartrate is the worst form of choline, and we would like to see it personally at the very least 1,000 milligrams. So as you can see, it's 5 times lower than we would like. It might work with the L-tyrosine. Not too sure, but it's supposed to be in there again for the focus and concentration there. We have alpha GPC next up, 150 milligrams. I would say that's about half of the lowest expected dose for us. We'd like to see at least 300 milligrams. Now, it's a better form of choline than the choline bitartrate. It's been shown to have some focus and concentration benefits. We've got niacin up next, which is just vitamin B6, guys. 10 milligrams, maybe have that niacin effect the original had. If you've watched my original review, you'll know that my skin come out flushing like an absolute tomato. This dosage is a bit lower than that. I'm sure that was 50 milligrams. Could be wrong. I am going from memory here. And then obviously vitamin B6 as the last, just general bodily function. Nothing really to do with pre-workouts at all, but here we go. So on the label, I'm honest with you, it's poor. I would only give it like a 3 out of 10, and that is with the beta-alanine at the clinical, and that's with the 400 caffeine. You know, at the basic level, it's there, very basic level. As you can see, nothing for pumps. You could argue the betaine gives a bit of pump, but nothing specific for the pumps. Now, as you know, with this sort of product, labels are just the labels, guys. Is it going to be an absolute powerhouse? Is there something in here that might do the trick? Well, let's get into the effects. Oh, we are here. We are at the most important part of this, and any other review, the effects section. Is this one going to blow your mind? Well, for any of you that watched my original Angel Dust pre-workout review, you'll know that it was a heavy hitter, guys. It was strong. Niacin, red flushing for days, potently high feels and energy galore. How does this new reformulated Angel Dust compare? Is it even stronger? Let's get into it. So I will start off by saying the beta alanine comes into a respectable level. You definitely feel beta alanine, and that is to be expected. When we concern the label itself, there's not a whole lot else that needs digesting, so it gives that beta alanine a good chance to ride front seat with you and do the trick. So I'd give that an 8 out of 10. You almost do feel some niacin flush in there with it. I will just have to say at this point, not comparable to the original version of Angel Dust. That one gave me niacin flushing, head pressure, redness, flush for days. It was strong. This one was very mild in comparison with that initial hit, that initial sense of urgency. And then what comes in after on this Angel Dust? Well. I can say not a whole lot, sadly. And I'm sorry to be 100% honest. It was not even comparable to the original. And in fact, they should remove the name for any purchasing people that are expecting the original. If you're looking for that Stim Junkie Angel Dust name that we all know and love, shop around, because there might still be some originals out there and we can't comment as to where they will be at this stage of the game. But this new version is weak. I would honestly say this would be suitable for a beginner getting into pre-workout, and even then, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be up in even the top 50 choices for beginners. So the caffeine carries it. It does. You do train on it. You do get your session done, and after your training session, I do think the caffeine keeps you going, so it's not a bad experience. It's not a bad experience, guys. It's actually an okay experience. It's just very, very important to mention the name and to know that you guys as consumers and the public that are watching this video right now will be watching this review with the regard and the notion that it's like the original Angel Dust. Of course you would. Similar to other reviews where we've mentioned the names before. Now this one, it just doesn't do a whole lot. Pumps, almost non-existent. You get your pumps yourself. You train, you get your pump. Your water intake, the weather, your carbohydrate intake, your diet, how hard you train. A whole multitude of things affect the pumps. This one doesn't add to the pumps. That's the truth. Energy, I would probably give it like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The 400 caffeine does do the job. That is important to note, but it's got no way in any way, shape or form, any illicit highness, euphoric, crazy feelings to it like the original had. Quite obviously, guys, no DMHA, no DMAA, no isopropyl, no, none of those, none of those hardcore stimulants that, let's be honest, were all in the original. Everything was in that one. This one is a very much a straight down the narrow beginner pre-workout. It even says down the bottom here, doping free. So I'm really under the impression there's nothing in this product other than what the actual label says. I would say the label is very accurate to what it actually comes together in. And that's what we say. 95% of pre-workouts out there on the market, if you look at the label, that is 95% of the time actually how it comes together. That's the truth. This whole labels are just labels, can be relevant, but I do think that's only applicable to probably under 5% of the pre-workouts out there on the market. So this one, I would say, matches the label. Not great. What would I give it out of 10? Like a 5 out of 10, and I'm giving that because there's no negatives to it other than the sadness you'll experience thinking it's the original. But it gives you enough energy of the 400 caffeine, and if 400 caffeine doesn't work for you, then you might need to look at a stim break. The beta alanine, you know, you get the tingles at the beginning, so that's a sense of urgency. For a beginner, that would be quite a nice feeling. It's just so important to note that the name is wrong. And again, we've said it quite recently, we've said it in the past. The name is wrong again on this product. It's not the Angel Dust of old. Who would I recommend it to? Honestly, beginners. At that price point, it might be worth it. I'd like to have seen maybe a little bit more. You know, I think 5 out of 10 is a fair score because it doesn't give you any nasty crash. You feel energised after training. It does make you train relatively hard. The focus was okay on it. The pumps were probably okay on it. It doesn't leave you with nausea, sickness. It doesn't give you, you know, anything negative. So that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. It's just very, very, very important to note that it's not the original. Not even close. So appreciate you guys watching at home. Have you tried the new one? Would you try the new one? All of the goodies, and appreciate the guys over here at Skull Labs for sending it on down. We do also have their other pre-workout, Skull Crusher, which might be a completely different story to review very soon. At this point, we say it, guys. Appreciate you checking in, and as always, stay stimmed. Only minorly on this one.